Hey Chiefs Kingdom, buckle up because what just happened in this 2026 NFL Draft could reshape everything for the Kansas City Chiefs. And not everyone is coming out of this looking good. We're talking major winners, surprising losers, and some decisions that might spark serious debates all offseason. Trust me, you're not ready for who's rising and who might be on the chopping block. This isn't just another draft recap. This is a full breakdown of power shifts inside the locker room, coaching staff, and depth chart. Some players just got a massive boost. Others? They're fighting for their future starting right now. And yes, there are a few names here that might shock you. So stay locked in, because we're diving deep into the biggest winners and losers from the Kansas City Chiefs 2026 NFL Draft. And I want to hear from you along the way. Who do you think won this draft? And who should be worried? Let's get into it. The biggest winner coming out of this draft, no debate, is Steve Spagnuolo. The Chiefs didn't just add pieces. They loaded up defensively in a way that screams dominance. This wasn't a small upgrade. This was a full-on investment in speed, youth, and aggression. They brought in elite coverage talent with Mansour Delane and Jaden Kennedy, adding serious depth and versatility to the secondary. Then they added a dangerous edge rusher in Mason Thomas, someone who can win quickly and disrupt offenses from day one. And let's not forget Peter Woods on the interior, a player who was once projected as a top 5 pick. Add in undrafted talent like Xavier Nwankpa, and suddenly this defense feels faster, deeper, and more explosive. Chiefs Kingdom, we've seen this movie before, and it ended with a Super Bowl. Now let's talk about someone who might be in serious trouble, Felix Anudike-Uzomah. The pressure was already on, but after this draft, it just got real. The addition of Mason Thomas alone raises the stakes. But when you stack that with incoming undrafted edge rushers and returning second-year players hungry for snaps, the competition becomes brutal. At this point, it's simple: produce or get passed up. If Felix can't elevate his game or stay healthy, there's a very real chance he could lose his spot in this rotation. And in this defense, there's no room for stagnation. Now flipping back to the winners, how about DeMarco Murray? You couldn't ask for a better situation as a position coach stepping into the NFL. The Chiefs loaded the running back room with talent, bringing in Kenneth Walker III, adding depth with Emari Demercado, and drafting Emmett Johnson, one of the most intriguing prospects in the class. And they didn't stop there. Undrafted additions brought even more competition, turning this group into one of the deepest in the league. Murray has options, flexibility, and serious firepower to work with. But with all that talent comes consequences, and Brashard Smith might be feeling the heat right now. The message from the coaching staff was clear. Transform your body, adapt your game, and prove you belong. But with all these new additions, Smith suddenly looks like the odd man out. Being a late-round pick without ties to the current coaching staff doesn't help his case either. Yes, special teams could give him a lifeline, but nothing is guaranteed anymore. If he wants a roster spot, he's going to have to earn it every single day. No shortcuts, no excuses. Another massive winner? Chris Jones. And honestly, this one feels long overdue. Last season, it was obvious he needed help on the defensive line. Teams were keying in on him, and the support just wasn't consistent enough. Now, that's changed. With new additions across the line, Jones won't have to carry the entire load. He'll be fresher, more dangerous, and more disruptive than ever. And when Chris Jones is playing at an elite level, this entire defense transforms. That's scary for the rest of the league. But now we get to a really interesting name, Justin Fields. And yeah, this one might surprise some of you. The Chiefs drafted Garrett Nussmeier late, but don't let that fool you. This is a quarterback who was once considered one of the top prospects in his class. Before this move, Fields was locked in as the clear backup. Now, there's competition. Real competition. If Nussmeier develops quickly, there's a legitimate chance the depth chart could shift. And that puts pressure squarely on Fields to perform. Switching gears to another winner, Chad O'Shea. The wide receiver room just got more interesting. The Chiefs added Cyrus Allen, a versatile receiver who fits multiple roles, and followed that up with intriguing undrafted additions. This gives O'Shea more tools to develop, more combinations to experiment with, and more depth to rely on throughout the season. It's not about star power here, it's about building a complete, flexible unit. And now he has the pieces to do it. But not everyone in that secondary is celebrating. Christian Fulton might have just taken a major hit. He entered the draft with a real shot at a starting role. But after the Chiefs aggressively added talent at cornerback, that path just got a lot more complicated. Now he's fighting not just for a starting job, but potentially for his role in certain packages. And when the front office invests heavily at your position, that's never a great sign for your long-term security. Let's talk about a group that quietly won big, every offensive tackle on this roster. There was a lot of talk about the Chiefs drafting another tackle. And they didn't. That speaks volumes. It shows confidence in the current group, including last year's investment and the players already developing within the system. That right tackle spot is going to be a battle, but it's an internal one. Opportunity is there for someone to step up and claim it. On the flip side, linebacker coach Brendan Daly didn't get much help from this draft. The Chiefs didn't address the linebacker position at all, even after losing key talent in free agency. That leaves question marks not just for this season, but for the future of the position group. Depth is thinner, long-term answers are unclear, and the pressure is now on Daly to maximize what he has. And finally, let's talk about the tight end situation because this one is fascinating. The Chiefs didn't draft a successor, but they did bring in a local undrafted player with potential. Still, this clearly signals something bigger. Jared Wiley is getting another shot. After injuries and limited opportunities, this is his moment. This is a make-or-break season for him. No more waiting. No more development excuses. It's time to show he belongs or risk being left behind. So Chiefs Kingdom, what do you think? Who came out as the biggest winner in this draft? And which player should be the most worried right now? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I want to hear your takes, your predictions, and your boldest opinions. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this with fellow Chiefs fans. Because this season, it's already heating up, and you don't want to miss what's coming next.